Hey, Stevo here. This is my last video, and I promised that I was only going to do my videos all the way up to November the 2nd. So this is my last video, and I wish you all, whoever watches this, the best in life. And I hope you vote. That's the main thing. I'm not a fancy person. I've never been a fancy person. I'm kind of a black bohemian type, as you can see by the back there, my poster. My Alice in Wonderland poster. So I'm not a fancy person. I don't try to be something that I'm not. So I'm not trying to react to Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody or anything like that, or I'm not trying to sell anything, or I'm just, I'm just trying to be myself. I think it's a good idea to not try to. I'm an older guy, so I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm essentially trying to be myself. And I'm trying, all the 50 videos that I've made from August till November the 2nd, I tried to just be me, with the same shirt and everything. This is the shirts that I, you know, just lounge in in my apartment. And with the coronavirus and all that, it's kind of been kind of depressing through the 2020, and I've been trying to just survive by doing these videos, and hopefully a couple people watch these videos. And I don't mean to sound like a nag. I don't use notes or anything like that. I just talk until the 14 minutes are up. So I do repeat myself, and my bad. So it's been a enjoyable time to make these videos. Whenever I feel like it, I take out my computer and do these videos. And I hope I didn't take you people out there for granted. And I just think it's my patriotic duty to talk to people, to make sure that they can vote in November the 3rd. It's tomorrow. The majority of the people will vote. It's probably going to take a couple days to maybe a week to figure out who won and count the votes in each state and everything like that, ballots. And if you vote in person, which I'm going to do, the polls where I vote is just up the street, just a couple blocks away from where I live. So it's going to be easier for me to vote. I voted in the primaries in January this year. It feels like forever. And I think I do these videos to maintain my sanity. And I hope I did the right thing by I tried to be as truthful as possible. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I'm not the stupidest. And I try to be as truthful as I can. And I try to be as honest as I can. I'm not trying to start a type of silly conspiracy or anything like that. I try to be as honest as possible. And I try not to lead people astray or anything. And again, I'm not, I'm a black bohemian. I read books. I've been politically active for almost 30 years. So I've been around. I've been around. And I hope you vote, and I hope you take care of yourselves. I hope you take care of your family, and I hope you stay safe during this pandemic. I hope that these haters out there, and they're really haters, literally haters, they don't get in your way and intimidate you while you vote. And you vote in peace and you live your life in peace. But the sad thing, and this is what I don't want, because I do believe in love and I do believe in peace. The sad thing is either way, there's going to be violence in the streets. If Trump wins or Trump loses. And I think that no president should put us into that situation. And I guess I'm naive to think that presidents should bring people together. You know, Obama wasn't perfect, but I think Obama, under the circumstances, did the best he could by bringing people together. And there is a huge contrast between Trump and Obama. And I think Trump is jealous of Obama, of his good looks and his intelligence and the way he speaks and everything, his education. Just imagine you're a rich white man and a black man who comes from a, lower middle class background of a African father and a white mother, outdoes you in education, in popularity, in looks, and everything. And I think that I think Don Lemon is right. Trump is jealous of Obama. And I'm not a big Obama fan. I'm far to the left. But as a black man, I have certain positive feelings about Obama. No president is perfect. And I think I learned through the years that presidents, they protect the capitalist system. They protect rich people. They make sure that rich people get what they want. Even people, the majority of the working people who vote for politicians, they give us little pieces of whatever, crumbs from the master's table. The main agenda of any president, of any color, of any gender, male or female or whatever, is to maintain the capitalist system and maintain legislation that benefits the rich. So if even though I voted for Obama twice, and I admit I voted for him for the wrong reasons, because he's a black man and I'm a black man. I didn't vote for him for his policies or anything. I voted because he's a black man. And sometimes I feel ashamed, but it's I think it's just toothpaste out of the container, and you can't put it back in out of the tube, and you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, and that's what politicians do. They manipulate you and everything. But it's important to vote, because it's important to vote in your local politics at the same time. It's important to vote in people, and it's also important to vote people out. It's also important to vote for legislation that benefits us all. And, I'm not going to nag you at my last video that people did not vote in 2016. And that's why we're in this position right now. And I hope the millennials learn a lesson to vote every chance they get. Because it isn't just voting for president, it's voting for the politicians in your community and legislation that benefits you. And not taking it for granted. It's not always just voting for the president. And we have a corrupt system. We have very limited. We have a system that either president on both, if it's a Republican or a Democrat, is always going to protect the rich and give money to the rich. And, it is what it is. But we have a president that is playing footsie with fascism. And that should concern you as a decent person who lives in the inner city, the way I do, or a decent person that lives in the suburbs, the way I don't, because I never lived in the suburbs. I'm not interested. But Donald Trump and his shenanigans should affect you. It should make you feel that this man needs to leave and take his Trump turds with him, because we should not have to have riots in the streets. And that's a total inevitability after November 3rd. Now, I'm not going to be around. This is my last video, so I'm not going to say, oh, I told you so. I told you there's going to be riots. You should know that. It's not a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy. I'm not with QAnon or anything like that. There is going to be riots in the streets if Trump wins or loses, because they're passionate people on both sides. If Trump wins, there are decent people that are going to riot in the streets. Another 4 years of Trump, and people aren't angry, and people don't have a right to express themselves the way George Floyd died. And if Trump loses, the way Trump has talked about, oh, it's a conspiracy, and Joe Biden is going to cheat and this and that, and he's got his people. He's got his 35% that are willing to die for him. And they are willing to die for him, because they're going to these rallies and they're going to catch COVID. Either, in worst case scenario, they're going to end up very sick, or they're going to end up dead. The COVID cases are over 200,000 people have died, and over 9 million people have caught COVID, been hospitalized for COVID. 9 million people in America have been hospitalized for COVID. 9 million. And it shouldn't have happened. And Trump has already admitted that, he's not going to do anything about it. He's not going to, even though he got COVID. But the recent streamlined drugs that he got, he's not going to give you. You're a sucker. If you vote for Trump, you're a sucker. You're an all-day sucker. And be safe and love one another and vote. And I'll miss you guys. I really will. And I know that, I've noticed that a lot of people don't watch my videos anyways. Which is cool. Whatever. I'm not trying to be fancy, and I'm not a fancy person. And I'm not trying to be anything that I don't want to be. I think this is kind of a diary of my streamlined thoughts. And love one another and vote it tomorrow. And I wish you all good life. And thank you for listening to me.